Another concept in decision making is the winner's curse. The winner's curse is where you actually win the object that you are pursuing, but you're paying too much for it. So let's look at the winner's curse with an auction between two players, A and B. The auction starts when player A bids $10 for the item, whatever it is. It could be a stock, it could be something on eBay, it doesn't really matter. Now player B has a choice. They can bid $11 or they can quit and let player A have it for $10. Well, they decide to bid the $11, and now the decision goes to player A, which now can bid $12 or quit. Well, as you can see, player A has a decision based on what he thinks player B is going to do. So player B may very well continue bidding, in which case you're not really sure if you should bid the $12 or not, and you might want to quit. On the other hand, you've paid $10, you may feel the need to continue to bid, and maybe you can get it for $12. So let's say player A bids the $12. Now the decision comes back to player B, and their choice is to bid $13 or quit. Well, player B says, well, I was willing to bid 11, I'm going to bid 13, that's not that much more, I really want this, I'm going to bid 13, and they put the decision back to player A, who bids $14 versus their quit decision, and they go ahead and bid the $14. Now it's $15 or quit to player B, and player B quits. Well, now the auction is over, and player A has won the product, whatever it happens to be, for $14. Well, it's a winner's curse if player A, the winner, paid too much for the product. So the bidding process doesn't favor either A or B. Who does it favor? It favors the seller. If you're selling at an auction, what you'd really like to do is get players A and B to bid against each other, because they drive up the price, and they often drive up the price above the value. If the price is above the value, that is a benefit to the seller and is bad for both A and B. So oftentimes people won't even play in auctions or buy anything at auctions because the game is set up to benefit the sellers and not either A or B. Because the only way A is going to get it is if they pay more than B will pay for it, and B may be willing to pay for more for it than A. So it's called the winner's curse, because even though you won the auction, you lost money. So if we look at this, player A, if the value was actually $10 at the beginning, player A lost $4, player B lost nothing because they lost the auction, and of course the seller gained $4 from the process of bidding against each other. So when you think about auctions, the decision-making process here is to first avoid auctions if you can. If you can't, and you do see something at auction that has a starting bid, which is why they're often low, at something that you would pay for it, then set your price. $10 maybe. Maybe your price is $12 and you start your bidding at 10 and you're willing to go to 12. But if you're going to be in a bidding situation, you have to set a price that you won't go over. If you don't, you can get emotionally wrapped up in it and overpay. Don't fall for the winner's curse and overpay just to beat someone else, because if you thought maybe it's worth $12, well, player B thought it was worth $13, so it must be worth $14. You can get wrapped up in that and overpay for something. So when you think about auctions, first, you want to be the seller. Your first position in an auction is you want to be selling at an auction. You want two people competing to buy something from you. That's a great position. Anyone that's ever run a business, what do you want? You want customers clamoring for your products and willing to pay more for it than anyone else. So that's a great position to be in from a seller's point of view. From a buyer's point of view, set your price, and when you hit that price and someone else buys it, realize that they're cursed because they're the winner, and avoid the winner's curse yourself by setting a price ahead of time and not going over it. You might be able to find some deals in auctions that way, but you'll definitely avoid the regret of winning yet losing money.